What up, everybody? Hey, it's the Sports Chasers podcast coming to you live and direct. I'm your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with my fellow podcast mates, Dorian, the DA All-Britain, James, the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, and Daryl D. Del Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real unadulterated sports talk. Tonight, we got a very special show tonight. We got our guest, one of our first guests, Coach Nick Cabral. He's with us tonight. He's here to chime in on what's going on in the college football world with Deion Sanders, primetime signing of Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter flipping for Florida State to Jackson State. So Coach Nick, he'll chime in on that. We'll talk about some other college football things. Also, we'll talk about NFL Week 14 in review. We'll talk about some of the CTE ramifications that's been talked about. We'll talk about Steph Curry, the NBA. He got the all-time 3-point record the other night at the Garden. We'll talk about a little bit of hockey. College basketball starting. Shout out to New York City FC for winning the Major League Soccer Championship. But with that said, going from my left to right, hey, the DA is here. What's up, brother? What's going on tonight?
Hey, bro, how you doing, man? Everything good on this end?
Everything's good. D-Dub, what's up, brother? What's happening?
Peace, family, peace. What's good? Sports Chasers podcast. We back another week, Thursday night.
Thursday, you know it. Once again, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. James, the Angry One, will be with us shortly. Mike Mills won't be with us tonight, but he's always with us, know what I'm saying? So with that said, I'm going to calm down the music a little bit. Got our man, Coach Nick. Coach Nick, can you hear me?
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Coach Nick, what's up, brother? What's going on, man?
Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
I appreciate it. I know it's been a minute, but I'm glad to be back.
It's definitely a pleasure to have you back, bro. Just to let everybody know and anybody that follows Nick, hey, we're live on YouTube as we speak. We are live on YouTube. Hit that like button, subscribe, share. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about when it comes to sports. We got Coach Nick on here. Coach Nick, those that forgot, Coach Nick is the CEO of H.Y.A.S. He calls it H.Y.A.S, and the acronym stands for, Coach Nick?
Helping youth athletes succeed.
He's currently he's the founder and CEO. He founded approximately 8 years ago, doing a wonderful job here in the South Florida area. And he does with all types of sports. You name it, he does it. Football, soccer, basketball. What else you do, Nick? Volleyball, Batman. Yeah. Whatever. A ball. Whatever.
You said Batman.
Coach Nick does it, boy. So he's located in H.Y.A.S is located in the Coral Springs, in the city of Coral Springs, in Coral Springs, Florida. Coach Nick, we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna read something real quick. I know the guys hate when I read, but I got to read for some context. So Coach Nick is here because we're here. We want to talk about the college football. Let me just read something here from Bleacher Report. We like to give people the credit from Mike Cherie from the Bleacher Report. And this was on yesterday. Real quick, Travis Hunter, the number one overall player in 2022 college football recruiting class, pulled an early national signing day stunner Wednesday by flipping his commitment from Florida State to Jackson State. So basically, Hunter, he committed to Florida State. He goes to Jackson State with primetime Deion Sanders. Coach Nick, what's your opinion on all this, on kids flipping? They're going to HBCUs.
BCUs.
Yes. Sorry, Dorian. I'm sorry. I know you went to one, so my bad, dog. My bad.
Oh, good.
What do you think Prime is doing? The whole NIL thing. What's going on, Coach Nick?
Well, do you guys know he's a Florida boy?
Yeah. Yes.
That kid's from Boynton Beach.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know that.
I'd see.
So,
thanks for having you on. Go ahead.
And I played against actually some of his family members. So it's funny. He's out of the Boynton area. But you know what? This is what I told people. Because I had a Florida State, I'm training a guy that graduated from Florida State, his daughter. And, he was in the gym and he was like, man, I can't believe he did that. Kids shouldn't be getting paid. I said, well, then the coaches shouldn't be getting paid then. How can you make money off my jersey, put me on TV, make all this money, and I'm not supposed to get any? So, see, when the situation's flipped, it's not fair. So when Barstool offers this kid through Deion Sanders $1.5 million to document his college experience, it changes the game. So I mean, NILs I think is a game changer. I mean, honestly, it's been happening longer than most people realize. Money has always been exchanged in college football, college sports in general. Look at the Fab Five. Yep. It's always Reggie Bush. It's always been that. It's just now who's the ones that get caught. Now it's legal. The NCAA won't be around in the next 5 to 10 years. It won't be around because there's no way to regulate it now. So now you got to treat it like a business. Now you got to treat it like you're getting people having agents coming out of high school.
It's no fun when a rabbit got the gun. That's what they said.
Well, that's how it is. And when the power is in the hand of the people who are doing most of the labor, it's always going to be seen as, the institution, you should be worried about your education.
Well, you can still be worried about that, right? So
yeah, you can still be worried about that.
Yeah.
What I even told him? I said, take it a step further. Cap the coach's salary. Head coaches can only make $1 million. Assistant coaches only can make X amount. Yeah, do that, and then you could tell me worry about education.
Because remember, if this thing is going to turn itself, and like you said, it's going to be gone. The dudes in Northwestern have been trying to unionize for years, and now with this NIL. They're going to have to let them unionize college football players.
They have to. I mean, think about it like
wage.
Yeah, think about it like this. A lot of people don't know that HBCUs have an extensive history of putting people in the NFL.
Yeah, I just look at that whole Steelers team in the 70s.
Shannon Sharp. Everybody sees him every day on Skip and Shannon. He went to HBCU. Like Walter Payton, Doug Williams. Like, I don't think people realize the extensive history that they have. I actually just saw something on Instagram right before I got on. There's 4 HBCUs that have 4 NFL Hall of Famers that came through their program. And Auburn, there was like 20 schools that don't even have 4 combined.
Yeah.
So it's like it sucks because I think maybe in the 90s and in the 2000s when college football kind of just got put on steroids with all the money being put in, it was actually the TV money. So once it became like a monetized thing where you're signing networks, deals with networks, that's where I think the HBCUs got kind of lost in the shuffle. But now that players are like a Deion Sanders, even like Hugh Jackson just went to Grambling State.
Yeah, you got Grambling and Eddie George is coaching.
Eddie George in Tennessee. Like those guys carry weight. So I think it's a game changer because now you might have it where a kid like a Travis Hunter the UCLA quarterback just transferred to Grambling State to be coached by Hugh Jackson because he has NFL experience. So I always think HBCUs have a rich history. What's driven college football for the past, I think 25 to 30 years has been the TV money and the booster money. And it's unfortunate, but I think this levels the playing field.
Let me ask you this, Coach, and the guys have some questions also. Let me ask you this. So I've been listening and hearing the last day and a half what if Deion leaves? What's your answer to that?
If Deion leaves, I think, point. Deion should have been the head coach of Florida State. They made a mistake there. But if Deion leaves, this kid just set his whole family up for success, $1.5 million for and the education.
Yeah.
So you get the education. That's great. You play football. He probably has the talent to make it to the NFL, and he's going to have the money in his pocket. So I don't see an issue with it. I mean, look at LeBron. LeBron signed a deal with FAMU exclusively. So the FAMU is only wearing LeBron stuff. So, I mean, I think for the past 5-6 years with all the political stuff going on, and, there's been kind of like a reawakening to HBCUs and culture. That's and right. Not just going to the biggest school to make the money or, get the education or get the looks. So I think it's a big thing because, I mean, again, if Deion leaves, I mean, so what? That doesn't change anything for that gentleman's future.
Exactly. He still wins. He still wins. Yeah. Deion wins. Everybody wins. So
think about it. Think about it like this. Think about it like this, guys. A lot of people saw that kid from Texas reclass to leave early, right?
Yep.
And he went to Ohio State. What they missed, because they're like, oh my God, this kid's transferring already. What they missed is the kid took his money. He got the money, the $1 million, reclassed up, got the money, going to the school that he wanted to go to originally anyway, and still has his 4 years left.
Yep.
So he got the money, still has the 4 years, and is going back to the school he originally wanted to go to anyway. So how did he lose?
And that's the thing. So now that the athletes are in control of some of the things that they're doing, you can see that I'm not going to say racism, but
the establishment.
You mess up the establishment. You
we'll have an issue with what they're doing. So for me, my issue is simple with these guys when I hear them speak. One is that what makes you think he can't get a good education in Jackson State? Right. So that's part one. Two, what makes you think that they are getting a great education in Alabama?
Right, for sure.
Right? So that's one, and number two. Three, they're already going to get their NIL money, right?
Right.
And four, rather, and I've been telling these guys this for years now. All things being equal, what white people, and I'm not going to say the establishment, I'm going to say what I mean. White people do not understand that these black boys are not necessarily comfortable being the few black guys walking around Ohio State campus or the few black guys walking around. Sometimes they like to be comfortable around their people.
Right.
And with the money being there, and you can go to a school around people you're comfortable with, sometimes, and I'm not saying either way is right or wrong. What I am saying, though, is that it is true that, my son, when he went to play, he played D1 basketball, and I went to my alma mater, and I went to Norfolk State, and I asked, why didn't y'all recruit my son? He said, because we thought he was too good to come play here.
Right. Wow.
I said, y'all made a mistake. That was one. I said, he probably would have did it. He probably wouldn't have had a problem with doing it. Right. I said, he would have went to play wherever he could play at. He just wanted to start. He's about buckets. But the reality is that, a lot of kids don't want to be on the campus of Alabama. I know that for a fact, because they get there and they're there for the first year and then they're not comfortable when they see how things are really going down there, especially if they're not going to play right away. So there's a lot of guys like, listen, man, I'd rather go here. If I'm going to get the NIL money anyway, why I got to be, scared for the cops or walking in the supermarket in the mall? I got guys stopping me because they don't, I'm not Trent Richardson yet, Come on,
right.
And I've heard that from kids. So
let me ask Coach Nick this, and E, what's up? Welcome. Glad you made it. Coach, what you think about the transfer portal for kids now, and how they?
I think it was a good idea. Because now this is what the transfer portal has caused. Transfer portal has caused like a whole class, which is this class, to basically almost be eliminated. And what I mean by that is, kids that are seniors now, they're not getting as many looks. As you can see, there's not a lot of people that signed yesterday. It's for the top of the top, but there's quality kids that aren't going to sign because there's a log jam of kids. There's over 3,000 kids in the transfer portal, something crazy like that.
Wow.
That with nowhere to play. And what I think is going to eventually happen, I mean, it's just this year, probably the next year should be done with, but Yeah, I don't think anybody should be restricted on where they would go because you don't restrict coaches. We don't restrict ADs. Miami just took the Clemson AD and gave him $4 million. You know, I had a coach recruiting my brother out of Minnesota. He sat in my living room and he told me, "Man, I'm gonna take your brother to church. I'm gonna treat him like my younger brother. This is my guy. I need him. He's gonna start for me 4 years." Da, 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 da. He left and went to another school the week after.
Yep.
You know, he sat in my living room. You know, so
Well,
I think it's I it was crazy because like I wanted to call the guy and be like, "Hey, man, remember all that stuff you told me?" And God willing, we didn't sign there, but
Right.
it was a fact that this didn't pop up out of thin air. You probably had this figured out a long time ago. But again, you're gonna do what's best for your family. Let us do what's best for our family. I think again, this thing has to be treated like a business. So at the original point where I said the NCAA has to go away because like they're asking, you know, kids that I'm helping now, like, you know, you got to turn your transcripts, you got to take the test scores, you got to do this, this, and this. Like for what standard? Because now, like, we're not student athletes anymore because the coaches are making more money than hand over fist than anybody. Brian Kelly's getting $95 million to do what? You know, like it's just the game has changed. And I think the NCAA model is outdated.
His accent changed. His accent. James Eric, you got some angry one. What's good, son?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man? Excuse pardon my lateness, but here for the greatness. What's going on?
What's good, man?
What's up?
You had a question for Coach Nick, E.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I've missed so far, but I guess my question would be, so with this recent, in your opinion, with these recent changes with the NIL and everything, and the transfer pools and all this change that we've seen over the past few months, man, do you see it withstanding, say, over the next 5 years, or do you see this as a almost like a something that's going to go away in the next 1 or 2 years?
I think what I was saying before you got on, I think the NCAA as a model is going to be done within the next 5 years, just because you can't regulate it the same way anymore, because now there's literally no cap on how much you can pay a kid. Yeah. So if you get a kid like Trevor Lawrence coming out and Alabama has somebody booster wise and said, "I'm going to give you $1 million," and Clemson says, "I have somebody that give you $5 million," I'm sure you're going to take the $5 million. So now how do you regulate that? You have to turn it into NFL. I think everybody's going to get a salary cap and they're going to cap it eventually because it's going to be a business. It has to be turned into a business. It's just not sustainable because there's no way to regulate it. Well, anybody can get anything.
Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, to your point, Nick, the Power Five has been making moves for the last 4 or 5 years to get away from the rest of the NCAA. So they know. They just want to get out here and just say, "Listen, look, man, we y'all already know we paying these kids Alabama. All right? We just want to go out here and do it so we can put it all out there, have the books out there, and y'all just know what it is." Because that's what the Power Five is about. That's why I say, and we could talk about this too, Nick, just briefly, if you'd like. I would like to.
Yeah.
When, like, you know, I tell these guys all the time, like, I love Cincinnati, right? And Cincinnati is a whale compared to Townsend State. Right. But Ohio State is a whale compared to Cincinnati.
Yep.
Most years. Now, you're going to have, and this happens in college basketball a lot, if you got a team with 4 or 5 good seniors and they ride out their whole 4 years Jets, they will beat the heck out of Kentucky and their Fab 5 freshmen most years. And this is why I said this year, Cincinnati is on point. They got everybody back. They got kids that have grown in that system. They have a good coach, a favorable record, and a lot of dudes on their teams that were at bigger Power 5 schools that left, like their running back that was at Alabama, and this one that was here, and this one that was there, and play with them now, and they have a great team. But, and you know, you coach now, you're closer to it than I am for sure. But I say if you say 10 out of 10 times, I think they may win against a Power 5, a good Power 5 team twice out of 10. And I don't know if they'll win, like Alabama. This is not a great Alabama team. And I still think, save maybe some trick plays and whatnot, that Alabama may just actually squash these dudes. And I think they can. But
yeah, for sure. I just think, again, the way you're saying that the NCAA has been structured with the Power 5 groups, right now the SEC generates more money than the NCAA by itself.
Wow,
indeed.
The Pac-12 is positioning itself as well. I mean, the ACC is kind of in limbo, but they're doing grabs like this to position themselves to just be like, hey, we're going to just do our own thing. So the SEC will become the NFL by itself. I mean, they have their own network. Everybody has their own network. They have their own money. So yeah, the Cincinnati's of the world are going to be left out, which I think the group of 5 should create their own league. And then the guys Power 5 wise should create their own league and have 2 separate leagues. Like, yes, Bingo. It's a great story. It's a great story. It sounds great, but I think Cincinnati gets beat by 21.
Bingo. This is what I've been saying. Nick, okay, if Cincinnati is this team and everybody knows that they can't compete with the likes of Alabama, then why are we doing this? Why are they here? Why don't you just create another portion of the league or a whole other league so they can compete with teams that's in their
class?
Yeah. People love Cinderella. People love Cinderella. Yeah. That's why.
But come on, dog. We know. I get it, but you know good and well that shit ain't nothing going to happen.
Everybody don't know that, bro. If you got a casual fan thinks that Cincinnati beat Notre Dame. That's what a casual fan is saying.
They don't know that that's again the problem.
They don't know that the facilities are different. Mm-hmm. The coaching staff is even bigger. There's a bunch of things going on at Alabama.
What we say, D, there's levels to this.
Happening. Oh yeah, there's levels.
There's levels to this, and you see the difference when these guys come out. When Cincinnati comes out compared to when Alabama comes out, and when they come out at the same time, Alabama looks totally different. Cincinnati think they balling until they look at them over there across from them and be like, "Whoa."
I think the thing, and Nick can come in because he's a coach again, that he understands that. Hey, the kids at Cincinnati are not that much smaller, right? But like I said, this is my example, Nick, is that there are kids at Cincinnati that want to go to Ohio State or wish they were in Ohio State. There are no kids at Ohio State that wish they were in Cincinnati.
For sure.
And
you got to think about it. You got to think about it like this. I just heard somebody say something about Steph Curry, and they say the reason why he's so liked is he's more relatable. Mm-hmm. People see Steph Curry and said, I could be that guy. Mm-hmm. I can't be 6'9", 270-pound LeBron James. Right. I can't be 6'11" Kevin Durant. Those are mythical types. So like Cincinnati's like, they're more relatable. They can be like, oh man, it's the good old story. I think this is where, right. Yeah. This is where tradition meets modern. Traditionally, it should be like, Cincinnati earned the right traditionally, but in modern sense, if you know they don't have a shot, why, like you said, why bother? But
that's what I'm saying. That's my rational head thinking, saying why are
modern,
you here?
That's modern versus traditional. But again, that's where I feel like the disconnect is right now, where they're the NCAA stuck in tradition, and the teams now are modern. I went to Clemson. Clemson has a weight room the size of a football field. Clemson put $30 million into their own building. They have sleep rooms.
Yeah,
they have sensors on all these kids' beds to check their sleep. They have their own movie theater. They have virtual golf. They have people dedicated around the clock to doing X, Y, and Z. So yes, you're going to get the best of the best, but it goes back to Deion. Deion's case is you're going to get the better coaching, because now Deion has 5 or 6 guys that play in the NFL. Hugh Jackson, Eddie George. These guys are NFL experience, NFL resumes, and that's how I think you balance it out. But with in regard to the Power 5, Group of 5, it's just not an even playing field. And I don't think if Cincinnati was offering, $3 million here, $2 million, they might get one or two guys, but you want to play the big ball. That's why everybody's going to the SEC.
Wow. Coach Nick, man, we appreciate you coming through. One other question that we got for you, and then I'm gonna let you go, man.
No
and
problem.
me and you, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but we'll get a chance to talk about it now. Hey, is the U back with your man coming through as coach? That's my question to you.
That's the question. Okay.
What's the coach's name again that came from Oregon?
Coach Cristobal.
Cristobal, yeah.
Go ahead, Coach Nick.
Let me give you an honest assessment. Let me tell you why. I'm not saying they're back, but they have the opportunity. It's the perfect storm. Let me tell you why. Miami has now a proven head coach that won, Oregon. He coached for Alabama. See, this is what I tell people. I don't want you to give me a slice of the cake. I want you to teach me how to make it. I want to know how to replicate that. That's why everybody goes to work for Nick Saban, then they leave, because brings you in, teaches you how to run it. This is how we do it. And they always go off and have success. So with Mario Cristobal coming in, they brought in the best AD in college football. They got now $2 billion boosters. John Ruiz said he wants to tear down Coral Gables High School and build a stadium there.
I heard
there's so much money. Yeah, there's so much money flowing into Miami right now that now it's going to even the playing field, because what most of these kids will leave Miami for is the money. They would be like, hey man, I got this opportunity here. They're going to take care of this. You got to weigh it out, because like you said, people are trying to take care of their families. All right. That's the second thing. The second thing now is Clemson's on the way down. People don't realize that, but Clemson is on the way down.
Yeah.
Clemson lost their AD. They lost both their coordinators. Brett Venables was
that was the big thing. It was Brett.
Yeah, he was the heart and soul of that recruiting. I saw Brett Venables here multiple times recruiting. Great dude. They lost to OC 2 years ago. Now they lost to co-OC to Virginia, I think it was.
Yeah.
And you saw Dabo Swinney have to coach when the coach had, I think, COVID last year. And he had to call the offense, and you saw what happened.
Yeah.
So they missed on the quarterback. That's the fourth thing. And they're in a flux right now where now he hired within. They're not recruiting as well. So Miami can come in, and if they can dominate the recruiting, which I think Cristobal can, the biggest thing Miami's always had an issue with is the trenches. He's an O-line. Big boys. You need big boys. If Miami finds big boys in the next 2 years, they'll be competitive. Florida State is still waddling. I can't tell you how damaged their reputation is by losing the number one recruit to Jackson State. They lost the receiver from Dillard to Louisville. Yep. They're waddling. There's nobody in the ACC that can contend. So if somebody comes out of the ACC undefeated, they're going to make the college football playoff. So I think Mario Cristobal has the money right now. The perfect storm with Clemson being not good, Florida State not necessarily being good. He has the AD, and now he's going to be able to recruit.
Well, he's always been a great recruiter. I just question if he can coach, because he had a crew out there in Oregon. He had a crew.
Yeah,
and he still couldn't win it like they're supposed to, because he had the best.
Totally agree.
By far.
Totally agree. But you know what I learned? You know what I learned? If I know what I don't know, I go get the person that does. His most important hire is going to be his coordinator, his offensive coordinator. If he goes out there and gets the right guy, defense is defense. I think they're talking to Coach T-Rob, who's from Miami, Carroll City, who was a DB coach this year. That I would say put a guy like Ed Reed on DC, put a guy like T-Rob on DC.
I'm sorry, Nick, you just made Dorian's day, because Dorian has been talking and saying, yo, where is Miami with Ed Reed? Go ahead,
Dude's been asking for a job for 10 years. He's been asking for any job.
Ed Reed commands respect. Ed Reed commands respect, just like Deion just took the number one corner in the country to his program just to say, hey, I can teach you out of anybody here how to be that guy. Yeah. So Ed Reed commands that respect. That one video that I'll never forget, where Ed Reed was yelling at a tone and said, Joaquin said dominate, we're not dominating. There was nobody talking. It was Ed Reed.
That's right.
That's the dude. So I said, you get a dude like that, Sean Taylor.
Billy Blades was tired. They was quiet.
Yeah.
The Blades
and
brothers.
Ed Reed was the heart and soul. So even when you see him on the sideline this past year watching the games, the players were looking to him and he was telling them, chill out. Hey, I got you. He was like literally to me, I thought he was the head coach. So I said, you get a guy like Ed Reed in there, and then you know who's interested in being the OC? Ken Dorsey. See, now you got to get people that have the cachet, right? Cachet means everything. Hey, listen, I'm proven winner. I've been here. I know how to do it here. All the coaches that went through Miami, Chuck Pagano, Ed Orgeron, all these guys, Jed Fish, all these guys went through Miami and they learned the same thing they learned under Nick Saban. Like, hey, this is how you do it. Blah, blah, blah. So now that we can kind of flip that formula and say, hey, Mario Cristobal come in, Nick Saban's done what? He's always put great coordinators around him. He's put a Kirby Smart. He's put a Sarkisian, a Lane Kiffin. Even Jeremy Pruitt was good. Like, he puts solid guys. Right. That's all he needs. If he gets some solid coordinators, Miami has a quarterback. We will be good in the next 2 years. But you know, we'll see. I hate when people say the U's back. We've been saying that for 20 years. I want to see it. I want to see it done because I can't go get disappointed again.
Understood.
Hey, Ed Reed on staff, baby. You put him at DC, we'll rock with that.
Let me ask you this one other quick question. So you're saying they wanted to tear down what was it, Coral Gables High?
Coral Gables High School. They got a petition right now in the city.
I heard that a couple of days ago. Yes.
I think it's the mayor of Coral Gables is a realtor. So they're trying to bring that person in to coordinate that. And the guy said he'll pay for it.
So meaning that they want to build a new stadium there and facilities?
On campus stadium, 50,000 square feet with a dome.
That's wow. I'm glad I had you on tonight, man. I heard some rumblings about that, you know, working down here. And I was like, to me, I think some of the advantages that other schools had that Miami doesn't have is, you know, Miami plays 40 miles from Coral Gables, from the campus, man.
The stadium isn't a college football stadium.
No, it's an NFL stadium.
It's NFL. I mean, if you have 50,000 people there, still looks empty.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like 77,000 people, something crazy, which is great. I'm going to the Orange Bowl. This upcoming, it'll be packed. It'll be a beautiful experience. But for college, if Miami put a stadium with the capability to have, you know, the dome, it can open, it can close, and now they have $2 billion investors. Let me tell you what this $1 billion investor did. He graduated from Columbus Catholic School in Miami. He donated $8 million where every teacher and staff member got a $20,000 bonus for Christmas. So he's pumping money in. So I said, now that you got the head coach, you got the AD, you got the money, Clemson's down. This is the time.
Yeah, Clemson ain't get back up either. They're done.
Yeah, and you saw what Dabo Swinney said about the transfer portal.
Yeah, you know,
he just wagged his traditional finger. He forgot we're in modern times now.
Yeah, well, you know what? Guess what? South Carolina, and I know this for a fact too, they said that they have been so embarrassed by Clemson being better than them within the state that South Carolina got those old rich boys too, and they really had a problem. You know,
they just got Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
just got Spencer Rattler, and their coach can recruit, and that's Frank Beamer's son, Shane Beamer.
Yeah,
so I will see that changing in the next couple of years. Steve Spurrier used to kick his butt. Steve Spurrier always used to kick Dabo Swinney's butt till he retired.
They have players, man. You can get dudes to play in South Carolina, even still.
It's a beautiful campus. I visited there when Will Muschamp was the coach. Beautiful campus. So
nice
a lot of things are going to change, man. A lot of things are going to change in the next couple of years. But it's an exciting time for college football, especially with Deion being in there, and you know, Hugh Jackson, Eddie George, like guys that are Ed Reed. Like you got guys that are Hall of Famers coaching your kids. You know, that's big.
Can't beat it.
That's a huge deal, man. Hey, Coach Nick, man. Hey, I so and greatly appreciate you stopping through, man, hollering at us for the last 30 minutes, man. It's been a great pleasure, man. And we got to do this again. We actually got to hook up, you know, have some lunch or something too on the side.
Let me know, brother.
Man, but I love you, bro, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, guys, give it up for Coach Nick, man, for coming through.
Sir,
man.
Yes,
sir.
You, appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for having me on. I look forward to seeing you guys, talking with you guys in the future.
Hey,
Sir,
before
yes,
you
sir.
go, where can you be found at again so I can plug you?
Oh, highestperformance.com, Instagram, you go on to Highest Performance, and Twitter, Coach Nick _H.Y.A.S. So I'm always on there. I'm doing recruiting. I'm talking to kids. I'm always trying to, put my kids out there. Very, very accessible. I answer my DMs.
Coach Nick, man. Hey, Coach Nick, man. Thank you again, man, for coming through. Appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you,
All
man.
right, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. You too.
That was Coach Nick coming through on the college football on the recruiting tip, man. That was some really great insight, man, that he gave us on that tip, man. And the game has changed as far as college football has, on the front. Like, it's kind of like the Wild Wild West, as Nick was saying. And a lot of the establishment, that's what I'll call it. The establishment is mad because, like, they can't control people anymore. And when people can't control other people, they get mad and upset. E, you look like you.
5 letters. Karma. KARMA. The NCAA had it coming. That's all I got. That's all I'm gonna say to it.
Yeah,
I love to see it. Well, I also add this too. I'm happy to see Deion doing what he's doing down there in Jackson State. Now I just need somebody else to carry the mantle and go elsewhere and keep on plugging and keep this thing going, man. It doesn't start and stop with Jackson State with Deion. We got to keep it going.
I think it's been a pretty good, because remember last year, I think Buddy from, where he went, man? One dude went to Howard. I think he was top 5 cat playing basketball. So, like I said, I think in different sports, kids are doing it because all things being equal, you're going to get the 1.5 NIL. Why not be somewhere where you're comfortable?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Why be somewhere where you go to the supermarket and people looking at you? No, I mean, because I don't know if you've been to Alabama. I don't know if you've been to Alabama. Yo.
I've never been to Alabama.
I have. I Mississippi. Like, yo, dog, man, like it's some different stuff out there, man. Like, you'll be in the supermarket and dudes will be looking at you like, you're like,
yeah. Go to some parts of Tennessee. Yeah.
So I understand that some schools may not have the same facilities, but if you're offsetting it with, with college football, an NFL coach with some cachet that can get you a look, and can teach you how to do this better than anyone else can teach you how to do this. Like, come on, man. It makes sense, because you don't want to be in Tallahassee. You know what I'm saying? At Florida State, where, 1 second, Jameis is getting, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I know this to be true. You know what I'm saying? Jameis is getting crab legs every week for free. They actually leave him out there for free, and they said that. And then 1 week he does it, ESPN gets it, and now he's stealing the crab. Why would he need to steal the crab legs, bro?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's crazy. Say, let me move on here. With college football. Hey, Heisman Trophy winner. Do you know who won? Do you care? D-Dub?
Yeah, my boy from Alabama.
Another quarterback.
Told you. Yeah, another Alabama guy. So, hey, what can you say? Alabama cranks him out.
He's going to be there 2 more years too. That's crazy.
Wow, that's definitely crazy. E, you got any thoughts on the Heisman Trophy? Oh, he stepped away. Yeah, that is definitely crazy about that. Hey, also we wanted to talk about. We didn't talk about it last week. This is for Dan, Hockey Dan. Pitt during the quarterback from Pitt. I don't have his name in front of me right now, but the quarterback from Pitt during the ACC championship, he was running. It was a desire run, and as he was running, he slid. He was attempting to slide, and he didn't slide, and then he ran and got a touchdown. I'm sorry.
He did not slide.
No, he did not slide. I'm sorry. He did not slide, but he was attempting to try to act like he slid. Anyway, my question I'll start with you, DA. Does that need to be changed, both the pro and college?
Yeah, they'll change that this summer.
Okay.
Because somebody will get hurt.
Somebody's going to get murked.
Yeah.
That's for real. That's for real. D-Dub, anything on that?
Yeah, man. That's this. We talked about it. I mean, we might have touched on it, but I don't think we touched on it on the podcast here. Yeah, man, you can't do that, man. Because again, somebody's gonna get hurt, and you can't have the offensive players do that. You know what I'm saying? So then, it just throws the defense off balance. It's not. I don't think it's right. So I would say that there will be a rule coming out shortly, maybe next year sometime.
Okay.
Now, I haven't seen that. I think the only reason you might not be is because we haven't seen anybody else do it that we know of. We don't need to make a rule because we haven't seen anyone do it. Because
but the knee-jerk reaction. So, you know how the guys do. You may not have seen nothing happen, but then a rule comes out, pops out somewhere. But we'll see if they got the committee team or as far as rules and regulations and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that college football got the same thing as the NFL.
Yeah.
They just copy and paste.
Indeed. Yeah, he'll be a first round dude though. He can play. He'll be going in the first round. He's pretty good. So.
All I got is this. I had a CF. In case y'all didn't know, what a CF is by now. We only been doing this for 2 years, but I'll break it down for you. It's a casual fan. I had a CF say on this topic, yo man, they can't do it. It's no different from a pump fake. And I just looked at him and I closed my eyes and I said, tell me you didn't say that. Tell me you did not just say that. A pump fake is way different from giving yourself up. Okay. Because if you pump fake and the guy jumps, okay, you got him. But guess what? If you pump fake and the guy still crowns you, then you crown. It's way different from giving yourself up. So now I will say this. I think I'm in agreement. I think they should change that. Or if you running and you act like you going, well, the defense should have a green light in dismantling your helmet. Yeah,
there's not going to be any more green lights for the defense, so they're going to give it up to him because us defensive dudes is no more. We no more rights. So
yeah, because it's not fair either for a defensive player to try to stop their momentum. These guys is 240, 250. Trying to tackle you and you do some okey doke and then they trying to stop, they tear ACL, they tear their Achilles or something like that, trying to stop their own momentum. Nobody talks about that, but they care about the players.
No, it's gonna happen though.
Yeah. Oh, and congrats to what's my man name from Alabama? Well, it ain't my man, it's DA's man, but for winning the Heisman. The Heisman, it's just not the same, man. Congrats to him. No disrespect, congrats to him, but it's not the same, man. It's not the same. Not to me anyway.
Well, go ahead, DA.
No, I think the game is not the same. Nothing's going to be the same, man. Because I think the whole, I guess, superhero college football dude thing is just done. Because it's too much access, you see too much. You know too much. I do believe, though, that we will get back to, in the next few years, a lot of parity is going to go away, and the teams that we expect to be good are just going to be good, until someone knocks them off. But I like this year. I actually like this season because there was no one that was, far and away better than everyone else. So I kind of like my college football that way. So,
It's going to be very interesting to see as we go further on. We're going to segue to the National Basketball Association real quick. I know we don't talk about before Christmas, but we do have to talk about this. Let me just read this real quick. And this is from it's just a two-liner, guys, from Michael Wright of the NBA. In the aftermath of Curry becoming the NBA's all-time leader in 3 points Tuesday in a 105-96 victory over the Knicks in Madison Square, Curry courted the combined attempts from long distance for both teams. Let me read this. Curry nailed a pair of first quarter triples to move past Ray Allen and seize the top of the NBA's list for all-time three-pointers and finished the game with 5 threes and a team-high 22 points. The Warriors guard broke the record over the course of 789 games, 511 fewer than it took Ray Allen, 1,300, to reach the milestone. James Eric, if you haven't blacked out your screen, because I was reading, can't wait to get my 2 screens up. Your thoughts on?
Congrats to Steph. Breaking the record. Of course, he would do it at the Garden because that's where every record seemed like it's either achieved or broken or something at the Garden.
Yep.
But it's still cool to see though. Even though I wish he was in a Knicks jersey doing it, but that's a whole nother story.
Right.
Yeah, congrats to Steph, man. I mean, people could say what they want. Now it is solidified to most that yes, he is the greatest shooter. But to me, the way this man has changed the landscape of basketball forever, for good and for the bad, that in itself has cemented his legacy in the NBA. People could talk about Kevin Durant, you can talk about LeBron James, you can talk about this one and that one. This guy, what he's done, not only from his 3-point shooting ability, but his leadership qualities with his team. Man, this guy is an MVP waiting to happen every year for me now. That's just where I'm at with him. But again, congrats to him. And another thing too, like Ray Allen wasn't really a big 3-point shooter early in his career. Maybe if he was what he was early on, like he was, toward the tail end, like his Boston run or whatever. But like when he first got drafted, when he was with the Bucks, man, this dude was dunking on cats, man. It was almost
Michael Redd was the shooter.
Yeah,
when he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Ray Allen was like the slasher. He could shoot, but not nothing like how we see now. Curry has been doing this for a very long time. And you've seen him get better and better and better. And again, just kudos to him, man. Just kudos to Curry.
D-Dub.
Yeah, Steph Curry, congratulations, man. Again, he's reinvented the 3-point game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, with him, this guy, he was doing this from Davidson time, man. I mean, this guy was just pulled up.
Shout out to Davidson College.
He could shoot the rock. And people forget. And me and E had to run a joke with Steph early on in his career. We used to call him tissue paper because his ankles was tissue paper, because his ankles would always be fragile. He was hurt early on in his career. People, people tend to forget that, or I don't know, people remember, but his ankles was bad. And then he got over it, like maybe a year or so. He got over it, and then
woke up.
Yeah, he woke up and he grew up, and he just grew up in front of us, right before our eyes, man. And early on in his career, we was like, "Yo, we never seen nothing like this." Like the way he shot the ball, and how deep and how far, and the consistency. And now these shots that we used to think that was bad shots, for most people, they're bad shots. For him, it's not a bad shot. And then all of a sudden, coaches starting letting their players get free reign and start shooting shots that they wouldn't normally shoot. And that's all because of this Steph Curry effect. So,
do you think it's a good or bad thing for the game?
It just depends. It depends on who you asking and what era you grew up in. Because in our era, we liked the 3, but that's not the shot, the quality shot that you would want to take. You want to take the most high percentage shot. And for most players can't hit that shot the way Steph Curry hits consistently. You understand what I'm saying? His shots are good. His shots are quality shots. For him, for other guys, it's not. So it just depends on what era you talking to, the person you talking to. Me, per se, I don't like all the jacking up the threes. Now, it's one thing if you can shoot like he can, but most guys can't.
To me, and to just not segue, but just to interrupt for a second, D-Dub, I think the 3-point shot, it's a gift and a curse. Like Eric, I think Eric said, chimed in. It's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
If you can hit the shot, that's good. I think also it has eliminated post play.
Yeah.
Big men now, bigger men shoot. So back in the days, like who remembers anybody tall, 7 foot shooting three? Now you got Kevin Durant, what's his listed height? What's Kevin
7
Durant?
footer. They call it. Say
he can bang that three, and he can clang and bang down inside. But most of the
remember,
time,
Kev, remember, it was you live by the three, you die by the three. Remember?
Yeah.
That was the phrase back in the day. Now it's like, yo, everybody shoot as much as you want. You understand?
I think that's coaching too. I think back in the day, if you took a bad 3-point shot, they would pull you. Now it's just keep on reloading, keep on putting your bullets in your mags and keep shooting. Go ahead, DA.
Yeah, they're okay with you.
All right. I'm shutting all this shit down that you motherfuckers is talking about because the shit is stupid. All right?
D,
I love you all. I love you all. But this shit
love the three.
Dig what I'm saying.
God.
Follow your boy. Follow your mans in them right now. All right? First and foremost, I am a fan of Steph Curry and his brother. I watched them from high school to where they are today. All right? Because my son would play against them. And my son was busting the younger brother's ass up into the pro-am a few years ago. All right? They can play. They can shoot. Right? Kids did not reinvent anything. They were not the first kids to shoot it from way out where. I sent y'all already. We got to have people go back. Look at Pistol Pete. Look at Rick Barry.
We ain't trying to hear no Pistol Pete.
No. You're going to have to hear that because that shit is facts. They just didn't have a 3-point line out there. The shots are the same distance. They just were the 3-pointers. Now, part two. I'm good with any records that they got, right? But that's just like saying, okay, you go to some white baseball players that didn't play against the Negro League players. Were you really the best? Yes or no? Stop. Just think. Now, let's look at our Larry Bird, great shooters, even your Ray Allen. People that did not grow up with a 3-point shot. Imagine what they would be if they did grow up with a 3-point shot. Stop. Put all that shit in the bowl in your cake. I'm not telling you what decision to make. What I'm here to do is give you facts about what you guys are saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, Cat's jumping out the window on this shit. And I'm like, yeah, he's the greatest shooter that ever lived. No, he's not.
I don't think none of us said that, D.
No. They have two said that on TV.
I thought you were talking about the four of us on here.
We ain't talking about that.
But what I'm saying to you is that we have to, and there's a dude that comes on TikTok, and I really like the dude, man. He says, yo, everything has to be in context, man.
About to say that. Context.
And I've been a context dude. Like most of my life.
The greatest shooter of all time. That's what they say, man.
That's what they say, but that's not right. Right? You know, because actually, percentage-wise, but you know, if you look at your math, born God, that's me. If you go do your mathematics, the greatest shooter of all time is on his team. Because Clay's percentage is higher than Steph's. Right? But that if we want to talk about what's greatest and what's not greatest, then we could do it any number of ways. What I'm saying is that this kid is great. But what I'm also saying is that we have to think about the fact that a lot of the guys whose records he broke, right? So, oh man, he did it 500 less games. These guys, Reggie Miller didn't grow up with a 3-pointer. When he was a kid at 7, 8, 9, and 10 years old, it was not even a thing. It didn't happen until he got to high school, damn near to college, before a 3-point shot was even a thing. So of course they're going to be behind on the evolutionary scale. If they just started shooting the shot when they was in the league, right? Come on, man. Like my thing is like, no, let's give Dale Ellis and other dudes some props and say, yo, these dudes can shoot too. They just didn't have a 3-point shot. And I'm not saying that they are better than him. I'm just saying, yo, let's just not jump out the window. You know, let's just not jump out the window. Because then we're, you know, letting the fans, you know, we got to protect them from themselves sometimes. You know, because they're not looking at everything. You got to look at everything, dog. You know, hey man, shit, I can't, because I'm listening to this stuff a whole week, and I'm like,
he's the best ever to shoot the ball.
Yeah, if you think so. Listen, man, there's only one catch in the game history of basketball professionally that literally changed the game. His name was Wilt fucking Chamberlain. They had to change the lane so he wouldn't score 100 points every fucking night. No other player, past or present, have they changed the rules of the game so that guy couldn't do what he do. That's it, dog.
Well,
and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in college, no dunking.
Go ahead, E. I'll just say this, and I'm just saying this just to be messing with y'all because this, you know, it's really not that serious. However, I think people, I will say that I think people are saying it as far as the game, how it is now, not back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. People will speak in context, would really not speak it in context. They'll say the greatest ever, but they're saying the greatest ever from what they've seen. That's one of the things I always try to specify when I speak is from what I've seen, because it's not facts or anything like that. It's just my opinion. So I say that to say Steph Curry and his ability to shoot the ball the way that he has changed the game in the sense of where it was before he got into the league to where it's at now. Now, of course, he's no Wilt Chamberlain. However, and that's why I said it's good, bad, and indifferent, how everybody's chucking up shots. What people forget, and we talk about it constantly on this, on the podcast, is that he's not coming down the court and just looking to shoot.
No. It's
all still in the flow of the offense, which every other team has failed to get that through their heads.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? You got JaVale McGee coming down shooting threes. No, that's not how it's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying?
I think we agree on that. That, you know, we see that it's been good and bad. You know, and some teams can do it, and there's always been that joke. You know, man, everybody wants to be like the Warriors without the Warriors players. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
I seen one game and it drove me up a wall. I think Denver was going to go for the win. Denver could have tied the game up with a 2, and it was a 4-on-1 fast break. And I can't remember the player. Y'all probably saw this last year sometime. And
I remember
they all went around the arc. And dude pulled up and jacked up a 3 and missed, and Denver wound up losing the game.
Russell Westbrook did it 2 years ago. Westbrook did it 2 years ago. I mean, but I just listen. If you grow up with it, that's the kind of choices you're gonna make. If you grow up with it, that's what you're gonna do.
And coaching too, right? Right. Coaches allow this. Remember, and I know what you said, E, about, you know, today and before they were like, yo, you got to take a better shot. Now it's just, you know, go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and shoot.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you allow talent, to override coaching.
Oh. Well, yeah, and I agree. But like me and D said, like me and D was just talking about this. The coaching got to be for real, or else the talent going to do that. Because these dudes, we got a lot of dudes talking about coaching, and they ain't shit.
True.
They get the suit. They got they walking up and down the sideline, and they are not the shit that's off the curb that your dog just put there.
I agree. But also, you know, and I ain't going to dive into this. This is going to be a whole nother branch to this. But
take me down
just
the
like how
rabbit
you
hole.
always say, DA, right? These owners don't give a flip. Okay. So, you know, you got these guys shooting threes, and this is what these casual fans love to see now, because this is the phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? So who cares about coaching? We don't need no real coach, man. They out here trying to look at Trey Young and Ali Buba and all of these cats running up and down the court, and you know, they don't care about dunking no more. So it's all about the 3-point shot. Oh, can you break a guy ankle, step back and shoot? That's all they care about, man. So
what's Dolan's main purpose? What is Dolan there to do?
Make money.
There you go.
We're gonna move on.
And I'm gonna say this just to end the whole Steph Curry thing, because I heard it and I found it fascinating. Just the same way we talk about LeBron, right? And how you know people say he's the greatest, but we wouldn't pick him to take the last shot. Curry ain't on that list either. As great of a shooter people say he is, and I think he's one of the best, I will still not pick that guy to take the last shot in any game. That's just me.
Don't you find that suspicious?
Real quick, don't you find that?
Don't you find that suspicious?
No, but you know, you talk about that. They had a poll with like ex-NBA players, and dude wasn't in it. You know, some dudes still think that defense is part of the game. That's why dudes ain't top 5. Because somebody still thinks that defense is part of the game.
Defense?
And on that, I will go mute.
What is that? Let me look this up real quick. Go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to hold nothing up.
Yeah, we're
look up defense. I have never heard of such a word. Hold on.
I think it starts with the letter D. Thanks. DFENC.
Well, it's that thing that nobody plays in the NBA. So, Kev,
we're going to the national.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Thank you, D-Dub.
National Football League. We'll go to the National Football League. The hottest topic right now, and then we'll go to the games real quick. 5 minutes on this. The Jacksonville Jaguars fired head coach Urban Meyer late Wednesday night amid a turbulent and tumultuous first season for Meyer in the NFL. Jaguars offensive coordinator, I can't see my screen. They're laughing at me. Darrell Bevel will be the interim coach for the final 4 games of the regular season. Meyer, who was hired early this year to begin a new era in Duval County, will finish 2-11 in his lone season at the helm of the Jacksonville Jaguars and as a head coach. And I will start off with D-Dub.
Yo, man, you seen it coming. I mean, this guy has been a mess since he's got there with the whole Tim Tebow to be his tight end. Everybody forget about that.
Yeah.
Started off with that foolishness, right? Remember that? Then he gets caught in the bar with some chick. Okay, you got that fiasco going on. Then he's kicking kickers and calling them a degrading name. So this guy, man, let me back up one. Then he challenges his coaching staff and tell them how horrible his coaching staff is and degrades them. So, you know, this guy, I read an article. I think I was talking to you. I read the article and I said, I thought they had fired him earlier this week.
Right.
And I misread it.
Yeah.
And I misread it, right? And I said, oh, I thought they fired him. Nah, I misread that. And sure enough, overnight, this morning, they fired this guy. I mean, what else is you had to? And because you got a young quarterback that's in the program, and this is what we talk about all the time about how these coaches and these GMs and the staff mess up a quarterback, a prospect that's coming out of college. So, you know, in order for Jacksonville to save their quarterback, they had to get rid of this guy. So thankfully the guys are back and they could expound on it some more.
I got to get a second screen so I can see when they black out on me. Let me just interject this personal thing. I was up in Jacksonville that same weekend where this guy missed I don't know, stayed back, hung out in the thing. And those people up in Duval County, when I was walking around, talking around, and they hated this guy. Indeed, there was a guy I met in the supermarket when I was up there. He was like, why is this guy bringing back Tim Tebow? What does matter with this guy? Exactly what the dude said. I said, dude, I'm a Giants fan. I have my own problems. But I thought that was very stupid.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But they hated this guy already. I was like, I don't know if this guy lasts. And then I struggle with, all right, okay, did you get rid of him? You got this new guy. We always talk about, hey, you just get rid of a guy just for sake for a guy? Now Trevor Lawrence, this is a year loss, basically. It's a year loss.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric. You're shaking your head.
Hold on. Before the same thing's going to happen to the Giants with Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley more so because he's hurt all the time. And, Joe Judge will be out of there, I would say, at the end of the year, along with Gettleman. Or the end of, I don't know, man. I don't know what these coaching staff, not even the coaching staff, the GMs, these guys, they it's awful. It's awful. So I don't know what else to say.
I'm saving the DA for last.
Yeah, I'm gonna be short. I'm gonna hear what DA got to say. I'm gonna be short, man. He should have been fired 13 games ago. You come on. You cannot behave like you still at a college campus. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know. I was happy when I seen it. But like D-Dub said, now you have this team. Depending on what the interim coach, I don't know what his philosophy is, anything like that. I don't know if he's been coached before or has coached before.
No, he coached.
Yeah, Daryl Bevell, he's been around for a minute.
I don't think it'll be a total wash. You got 4 games left. See what you got. Whatever. He probably may or may not be back next year, right? But all I'm gonna say is I want the same static for him as everybody had for that guy in Las Vegas. Yes, that's right. John Gruden. That's right. I want the same static. I want the same heat that everybody had for him for this guy because he's a piece of shit too. So, yeah. So yours, buddy.
Man, I struggle to not sing a song. Because y'all know how much I hate this man.
What song?
What song is that?
Any song, man. Any song.
What, you can hate me now?
Yeah. Well, I've been hating him, man. I've hated him because I could see through the BS from day one, right? So, I see when, and there was a young lady, I don't forget her name. She's on the show with Greeny this morning. And she actually broke down all of this guy's, not all of his indiscretions, but she threw up there. Listen, dude had X amount of cases on his athletes in Florida before he broke out. He knew who Hernandez was, right? Oh man, I'm sick. I can't coach no more. Let me get out of here. He gets on TV for a year or two, and then he goes to Ohio State. Ohio State, the cat kills himself. This happens, that happens, the other thing happens. There's a bunch of other things going down with his program. Oh, man, I got a headache. I got something going on. Boom, I'm out. Right? He's out again. And then he comes and does this. Then you hire a racist strength coach. You give your boy Tebow a nepotism job so he can make a little bit of money during during camp. And then you don't fly home with your team. You don't coach a team. Listen, first of all, for him being a piece of whatever, we all knew that was happening.
You talking about Kimberly Martin? She broke it down. I think that was
no.
It wasn't her this morning.
Nah, because Kimberly was talking about how the NFL people were betting as how long it would take for him to stay there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The college chick actually gave up like what he did wrong. Like, I don't understand why they even hired him, right? So then you go to the hiring, and I say, on his own, everybody's got their own job. Well, the owner didn't do his job. He wanted a shiny new toy, and this is what he got. But he is a billionaire, and billionaires are never wrong because they are billionaires. You know, so this is where that lands, and I just hope that he takes the advice of someone else going forward regarding the hiring of a coach or a driver for his $1 billion car. Not a guy who thinks he's still in college and can talk to people like they're in college and do whatever you want. And, you know, the police chief is going to, you know,
he try to use the fear factor. Yeah.
It's that doesn't work in the NFL.
It's not going to work.
Not going to work for a millionaire man, grown men.
They're not going to let this happen. No. But the reality is he was not a good coach, and nor was he trying to be. I think he saw the writing in the wall, and he tried to get his butt the heck up out of there. But, hey, guess what, folks? There'll be some TV network to give him a job, and this piece of you-know-what will be standing tall at an ATM in about a year.
Does he go back? Does he go back? Well, I know you said that. You don't think he goes back coaching?
Not for a while.
No, he's gonna get that TV money.
Yeah, no one's gonna want to attach themselves to it because, like Coach Nick was here saying, is that the one thing you gotta understand, he can't get another pro job.
Oh no.
And he can't go sit on nobody else's couch either.
No.
So what, you know, unless he's gonna go coach Huff High School or Mallard Creek, you know, he gonna
Huff High.
Shout out to Huff High and Mallard Creek.
West Charlotte.
Yeah, you know, West Charlotte, what we know, West Met, you know, he's not going to there's nothing left for him. There's not going to be anything left for the guy. So but you know, hey, he well, this is where he's supposed to be.
Let me ask you this, DA. Is he the worst college to football hire ever? We had a couple.
No, there were a few that was, I think that were, he was bad, but like Bobby Petrino was bad. Spurrier was bad. Saban was bad. You know, listen, man, guys say this every year. But you know what? We're not billionaires and we don't pay them. But guys tell you every year, coaching college and coaching pro, two very, 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 very
different things.
Two different jobs.
So, you know, don't think because you can do one, you can do the other.
Whatchamacallit has made a good transfer.
He's only got 2 years in.
Eric's coach.
Yeah. He's only got 2 years
Calm
in.
down.
Yeah, we gotta relax.
You talking about Clifford?
Listen, I'm not. He's done better than what I give him. What I thought he would do. So I give him that much. However,
I think he's been the best thus far.
Yeah.
He's done a good job to me.
Between him and McVay, wasn't McVay? McVay was where?
I thought McVay was.
He was in that mix.
Yeah. But Kingsbury played in the NFL for 8, 9, 10 years. So his experience with dealing with NFL players is different than these guys because he played in the league and he knows what's expected of you. So
correct.
He was a lifelong backup. So Kingsbury was, you know, and he knows how to deal with men.
And we all know that backups make the better coaches than the guys that start. So
Frank Wright in Indianapolis.
Yeah. The jury's still out, but he's doing well. I'll put him in the top 5 or 10 right now.
Number one
in that category. But,
well, that's our little off the field story. Well, on the field so much.
If you could find anybody to be on the field, go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry, I ain't want to segue. Well, go ahead and segue. You know.
Real quick, the COVID thing that's going on. A lot of Baker Mayfield's out. OBJ's out. There's a lot of things going on with the COVID thing. Or real quick, guys, 1 minute. What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to be shutting it down? What's going on?
Nah, they're not.
That's too
far in the season. They need to finish this season. What I think they're going to do is put a hard mandate on this testing, and that's what they're going to do going forward. I mean, they already started talking about it, you know, across the other sports leagues, so it's bound to happen.
What I do know is that what might happen is that we might get a sleeper, get up if, you know, mess around and get in. because of due to this COVID stuff going on. So we'll see.
I can see that.
Nope. I see it being exactly opposite. The NFL has set it up for the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. Both of those teams don't have no dudes out. Every other team in the NFL got dudes out. So who's going to get to the end? It's going to be Tampa Bay against the Patriots. But them bow. That's what they won't see.
Folks, we got the conspiracy theory going on.
Look, hey, listen, these are facts. You can go look at the list.
Why would you say that, bro?
Oh,
man.
Yo, if this comes true, man, because this guy has said some stuff throughout this year.
Work has
some
been
of the
crazy,
stuff
so I haven't thought about it like that.
Has come true. So
go look
I wouldn't be
fellas.
surprised if this shit, what he just said, actually happens.
I mean,
none of them teams got nobody else except for and actually your boy Antonio Brown's not sick. He's just out.
No, he's just frauding. That's what he. He's just masquerading around as a.
He is sick, but he ain't
vaccine
sick.
guy. But anyway, anyway,
listen. Let me segue to this, and I think we're going to revisit this next week because I want to give it more time. Talk about the NFL and CTE. There's been a couple of what's the gentleman's name in Philip? I can't think of his name. He was diagnosed.
South Carolina.
Yeah, the guy in Rock Hill, South Carolina, used to play for the Niners. And then they had another person today where they deemed that he had stage 2 CTE. I don't want to.
Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
Vincent Jackson, correct. I don't want to just.
And Kev, with Vincent Jackson, he didn't even have contact.
Yeah, he wasn't them dudes like that.
He wasn't one of the guys that had contact. So that's what they're showing. That's what's coming up now. So now they telling they don't want the kids playing. They don't want the kids playing no type of contact sports.
So
up until a certain time. Go ahead.
Next week, after we talk hockey, we absolutely going to dedicate some time to the NFL and CTE. Because I definitely want to. Can't just give it just 2 minutes. We want to go to the last week on the scoreboard with the NFL. Cleveland Browns defeat the Baltimore Ravens. DA, Lamar Jackson was hurt.
Hey folks, this is not no huddle. No huddle.
This is no huddle. Yeah, Huntley almost brought them back, but Cleveland stand tall and we win the game 24-22. What you think about this game and Lamar Jackson?
He got hurt. He'll be all right. I mean, they'll let him sit out another week. He'll be there for the playoffs, but they're already playing above their skis. So we got to temper expectations because this whole team has been hurt the whole year. If he's still.
Oh no, DA! Oh no, you will not do that to me. You will not, because you always say the next man up.
Yeah, well, the next man is up, and he's still the MVP. They wouldn't be 8-4 without him. So
that's correct.
And without Justin Tucker kicking 90-yard field goals.
The dude's
hurt. That's a whole
man.
fact.
It's hard. He's hurt, and it is what it is. It's a very hard division, and we'll see what happens in the end. That's all we can do is watch and see how it plays out. But as long as dude is still there, they got a chance to win the division. So I don't trust nobody else there.
D-Dub, your thoughts real quick?
I don't really have none. As far I don't. These guys, man. The Ravens, they what is he? He's hurt. Yeah, he's going to be out. What, 2 games?
They claim they're going to try and see if he's going to be ready for Sunday. I wouldn't put him out there, but go ahead.
I wouldn't bother. Yeah, that's a Saturday game, right? That's Saturday. They doing that Saturday.
Yeah, it's Green Bay, dog. I mean, chances are you probably.
They said Aaron Rodgers might not play with his fractured toe. They said he might not play, so I think that's going to be a chess match.
I don't believe he even has anything. Anyway, I can't believe anything that comes out of Aaron Rodgers' mouth right now. So, as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. If he plays, he plays. We'll see. Because these guys lie so much. You don't know what the hell to believe.
It's gamesmanship. You didn't say nothing. It's gamesmanship.
Whatever. Yeah, it's gamesmanship. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Cool. E, your thoughts on Cleveland and Baltimore? Excuse me.
It's man, that division is going to take itself out, man. They might only have one team come out of there because you got everybody else. You got Miami coming. Yeah, now I know I was the guy. Yeah, I raised my hand. I was that guy saying, this division might have 3 or 4. With this format, they might have 3 or 4 teams come out of there. They might mess around only have 1 because these guys is limping. Pittsburgh. You don't never know. Every team really in the division, you don't never know what you're gonna get. Probably, they're a hard division, but they're probably one of the most inconsistent divisions week to week.
Facts. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. You don't know what you're going to get from these that division.
But I will say, if he's on the field or not, they can't afford to lose another game. To be honest with you, this will be what 2, 3 in a row, or 3 out of the last 4.
3 out of 4.
3 out of.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Should be interesting to see what Baltimore's going to do. But yeah, Lamar Jackson is definitely hurt, and in my opinion, I think they should set him and just pray for the best against Green Bay upcoming. I want to go to your Monday night game. The LA Rams went to the desert to visit the Arizona Cardinals. The LA Rams played very well. I text in the group chat. I said, man, this looked like this is about to be a track meet. The Rams come up on top against the Arizona Cardinals. What's your thoughts on your game with your team with Arizona?
I got 3 words. I told y'all. Well, at least I told Daryl.
You told us.
Look, they do this every year. As good of a talent that Kyler Murray is, he is not a top-notch quarterback yet. You can play. There's one thing to make all the throws, right? But it's another thing to have that mentality to drive your team consistently up and down the field and make consistent decisions, good decisions on the field. You cannot, and I don't know how many times, we all football fans, how many times have you heard you cannot take a sack in that juncture of the game?
Gotta get rid of it. Gotta get rid of the ball.
Why they didn't spike the ball? I don't even know. Yo, shout out to the Rams. Like I said, I knew that was going to happen. Arizona is not good enough to be in first place. They did it last year. They played good. They was in first for a hot minute, and then they cooled off. Same thing here. Now
y'all just lost D-Hop too.
Yeah. D-Hop going to, they talking about, he'll be back for the playoffs. He's gone.
They say he's gone for the year. I mean, I heard to the playoffs.
He's going to have surgery. So he's going to be out at least 6 weeks.
But
how you think he's going to come back for the playoffs? Unless you make it to the Super Bowl, he ain't coming back.
You called this 100%, man. I was like, because I said, nah, I said, yo, they should beat the Rams. The Rams is limping all over the place. That's before OBJ had the COVID.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, Cardinals should win this game. Cardinals should take care of it. And they came in there late, and I was like, man. And I just want to put to rest all this foolishness about Carsey Collar he can't get you to a Super Bowl. I mean, the dude had a bad game. That was it. It was a bad game.
Bad game.
But these guys, man, they get out here and they just start putting this narrative out here that all of a sudden he's no good. Well, first of all, he's 10 and what's the record? 10-3, 10-2?
10-4.
10-4.
But here's the thing too, D. See, I'm woke up now. Here's the thing too. Nobody ever throughout this whole year has gave the Cardinals any credit for anything that they've done. Okay. For the most part, they have dominated the division.
Mm-hmm.
They've dominated, they had that slip up. It's a game of slip ups. You had to slip up against the Rams. You had to slip up against the Packers. We should be 12-2.
Mm-hmm. It's the same smoke. It's the same smoke they give in Dallas. That they saying, Dallas, Dak, there's something wrong with him. He's not. In the NFL, these things happen where these guys, they're not going to play perfect every week.
Oh no!
We trust don't play perfect every week.
Oh no!
They give him excuses.
Oh no! They said I was talking about Dak the other day. Yesterday I was listening. I was like, wow, man. I thought Dak was your man.
Yeah. Now
now they should have never paid him this money, man.
Yeah, I heard that. Oh man, don't start me.
Yeah.
DA, no, we're going on. DA, thoughts on Arizona and Excuse me, and the Rams, real quick, because we no huddling.
Yeah, styles make fights. That's it.
It's fair enough. Fair enough. We're gonna go. Let me just go through some of these scores. Minnesota beat Pittsburgh last Thursday night. I actually cut that game off. I was like, wow. And they came back. Almost came back. Big Ben is over for him. Minnesota wins the game 36-28 on Thursday night.
If your man Chase Claypool gets himself together and start trying to stunt,
right.
but
yeah,
he's young. He's a young kid.
The game that looks like they got Urban Meyer fired. Tennessee beats Jacksonville in Tennessee. Nashville 20-0. Kansas City annihilated the Las Vegas Raiders 48-9. They are currently winning 7-0 against the LA Chargers. I want to say San Diego so bad because that's where they need to be. New Orleans beats up on the Jets 30-9. Real quick, the Dallas and Washington game. I just thought Dallas had this game, and then all of a sudden Heineke just was bringing them back in the game. DA, real quick about Dallas and Washington. Any thoughts? Do you have any
interception? Actually, Dallas beat them pretty soundly. I just think the interception at the end gave them 7 points to make the score 27-20 or whatever it was.
Right, 20-20.
Yeah, you could see that Dallas was definitely the better team. So.
And Micah Parsons, boy, he continues.
I told y'all.
Yeah, okay. You told us. Micah Parsons is like, I'm not even mad when cats say, Lawrence Taylor next to his name. I'm really not, because that's how.
Oh, no, we ain't doing that. I'm not even. No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, sir.
I know what you're saying, Kev, but
I'm not doing that.
It's almost like how we just talked about Steph Curry. Nah, bro, I ain't. Nah, can we let this man play his career out? I see the similarities. I will say this.
The similarities. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will say this. It's very refreshing because we're old school. We love to see defense. I know a lot of y'all don't know what that is, but we like to see defense being played. And for a guy that can play damn near every position at the linebacker spot is really amazing. Now I'm sure there's other guys that's talented. You got your what's my man? You got your Devin Bushes and you got your man Fred Warners. You got some of these guys that's out there that can, they can rush the passer or they can sit back and coverage. But what Micah Parsons is doing, and now that Dallas on defense is healthy, now you just got to worry about the offense. I think the offense is kind of sputtering just a little bit, but they'll be all right. They'll be all right. They play in the NFC East, man.
That's
be all right.
Good enough. Let me move on. Atlanta defeats the Carolina Panthers 29-21. Seattle defeats Houston 33-13. Denver, who's coming up in the AFC West, they beat on the Lions 38-10. My Giants, they traveled out to SoFi. I'm not even doing this. The Chargers beat them 37-21.
Don't even bother.
It's just time to just move on for the Giants.
Hey, can we? I ain't trying to. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'll talk about it after. Never mind. I'm not.
No. Go ahead, E. No.
I was gonna say, we should dedicate some time on the show, like for the teams that's like gonna be the bottom feeders that got the top 5 picks. We should do some scouting and just say who we think, like a mock draft, so to speak.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because instead of just not even talking about the Giants and the Jets, who are god awful. Anyway, we just need to talk about what the possibilities are for who they could get in that first round next year. That's all.
Shout out to New York City Football Club soccer team. They're the first major sports team that won the championship in New York since the Yankees. I'll leave it like that.
We gotta shout out this and shout out to them, but that's a horrible stat. I'm sorry, Kev. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. Hey, fraud alert! I'm putting them out there right now. Fraud alert! Tampa Bay, Buffalo, 33-27. People want to give Buffalo the brownies and kudos points for coming back and fighting back. That's what you're supposed to do. But this game was supposed to be competitive, and they tied it up or whatever. Buffalo is showing a lot of fraud. D-Dub, go ahead. D-Dub.
You really I really ain't got nothing to say about that, Kev. We fraud alert, they are participating in the fraud alert. They participated in fraud. And we'll see. They got game this week. What they got? They got I just had their standings up.
That schedule's hard, man.
Yeah, Buffalo. But they still hold them 7-6, holding behind the Patriots.
There's
So
a
the
lot of teams that's 7-6, 6-7.
I think Patriots got Indy this weekend.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
Buffalo's hosting the Panthers this week. The Panthers travel to Orchard Park.
Well, that should be a win, but
should be, but
yeah, but
should be. DA, what you got on Buffalo?
They are they're not well, I think they are based upon the way their team was built. They are softer than being a Buffalo team. Basically, that's it. They're just softer. Like they don't tackle well. They don't really block that well.
No running game.
That's that top-down management thing. It's basically Allen and Diggs. And I think the little dude from Beasley, the rapper.
Right.
That's about it. So you got to build your team better than that if you want to play teams that are better than that.
Yeah.
Basically, you didn't build your team right.
And especially where they play at, man, where you can't. I mean, young Josh Allen now can throw that ball in the wind and in the rain and in the snow, but you're not gonna be able to sustain that. My opinion. Growing up in the Northeast and watching football, usually how you win up there is you play defense and you run the ball.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They don't run the ball, so that's where their death comes at. That they just don't run the ball.
Yeah, and they just don't have. You're right. James, what you got, brother? E.
Just to piggyback on what DA said, we won't have to worry about that type of. You're right. To win in the Northeast, you have to play defense and run the ball. But the way they playing, they're not gonna hold no kind of home field advantage or anything like that. So, but yeah, we talk about it all the time. You cannot build a team from the outside in. You have to build a team from the inside out. And
explain that.
The glaring hole. Well, you should want to build your team from the trenches, meaning your offensive and defensive line. So even if your guys, let's go back last year to Washington. Everybody ranted and raved about how that defense was ferocious and this and that, the third. Well, why is that? They only rushed 4 and got after the quarterback. It makes a difference. Even if your secondary is not top notch, they look like they're top notch because of your front 4.
Yeah.
Same thing with your offensive line. If your offensive line, unfortunately, I have to use the New York Football Giants for this one as an example. If you have the running back of the century, Saquon Barkley. Okay, well, where is he going to run through? Besides the damn tunnel doors, because that's the only thing that he's running. He can't run through that damn offensive line.
Barry Sanders did not have an offensive line. So you mean to tell me Saquon?
Okay, Saquon Barkley is not Barry Sanders.
Come on,
never
say that again.
Yeah,
don't
ever
say
do that again.
Yeah, never say that again.
Just don't even accept that call no more. But you have to start from the inside out, meaning your offensive, defensive line. Okay, it's the most important. Yeah, you can talk about the quarterback, you can talk about whatever. Okay, your offensive, defensive line are the most important groups on the team. If they're not together, the rest of your team is going to crumble. No quarterback has ever thrown over 75% on his back. So,
wow, it's true. Let me go to this last game. Well, Green Bay owns Chicago. They beat them Sunday night, 45-30. So, Chicago fans, I don't want to hear anything. Beat
nothing.
Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay, and they won't own you. Last game we want to talk about, DA, Your Niners, they went to Cincinnati and they beat the Bengals 26-23. Your thoughts on your team going to Cincinnati? I think this is a very big win for you guys, man. You guys still being in the playoff hunt. Thoughts?
It was a win.
Yeah, you really downplaying this win, dog.
Yeah, that's so. As much as I could say, man. You know, we was up by a lot.
What a throw at the end of the game.
It wasn't what a throw. It was a throw, and we won the game. Your dude gets paid a lot of money, man. I didn't give my kids gifts for getting A's. They're supposed to get A's. So when you look for shit out of me, you ain't gonna get it. You really ain't gonna get it out of me, man. So I told my kids, Dad, I got an A. What the fuck you thought you were supposed to get? Okay, Dad. Later. There you go. See you later, son. See you later, son. Do what you do. So
D-Dub, you was about to add something. DA's hard, boy.
Nah, he's right though. I'm with him. So I ain't got nothing else for you.
Yeah, I can't do it, man.
The Bengals playing that rough AFC North. Like I'm with the angry one. I don't know who's gonna come out that day. It looks like it's gonna be Baltimore, man, but that's a rough division, boy.
That's 7 and
You
6.
gonna mess around and be the Steelers, and everybody gonna be hot because Big Ben.
They got the tie too.
Everybody's 77 and 6 wrapped. They all jumbled up together now. So it's gonna be tough.
I don't think it's rough because dudes is good. I think it's rough because dudes are average. Everybody got the same damn record. Like, ain't no one there scaring you. If there was a team in that damn division that was scaring people, then yeah, but ain't no team scaring nobody.
Yeah, Denver is 7 and 6 for crying out loud.
Yeah, like come on, man. You talking about Lamar and running backs that were on the street last week. Like, come on, man. Like, ain't no one scared of nobody in that division. Nobody in that division. Ain't doing nothing. And I love my man, the coach for Pittsburgh. I am a fan.
Mike Tomlin. Shout out to Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, but I listen, man. Ain't nothing there scary. Not with none of that division scary. B. Their best team would still be the third best team in most other divisions from a record perspective. So
yeah,
I can't really.
I totally agree.
I'm gonna just say this.
Right.
Buffalo. If you mess around and don't make the playoffs this year, I need you to go in a room with nothing but mirrors and close the door behind you and sit in that bitch for about 72 hours. Matter of fact, take the whole off season. How in the world, this was supposed to be your division. This was supposed to be your time to shine. Okay? The division is finally yours. No New England, no Miami. They trying to get rid of their quarterback.
No Tommy.
Yeah, no Tommy.
No TB12.
You still got the Jets in your division, so that's two wins right there.
2 wins.
This was supposed to be your time to shine, but look at you now. Look at you.
7 and 6.
You looking up
at the Patriots
with a humble face, looking up at the Patriots, who beat you like you stole something a few weeks ago.
Well, currently Buffalo got the last wild card spot at 76. Is Indianapolis, the Chargers with the wild card. Then you got the top 4: New England, Tennessee, Kansas City, Baltimore, the leaders of their divisions, respectively.
We'll see.
We shall
and
see.
Even as bad as the Raiders are, they're 6 and 7, so they still, man. This is gonna be crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be down the stretch. It's gonna be something. With the one other game added now, so won't see 10 and 6 records. You'll see 10 and 7, and 11 and 6, and things of that nature with the one game added, man. But it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Before I end the things, we can be found at YouTube subscribers. If you're on YouTube, hey, we're on YouTube Sports Chases podcast on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks for the many growing listeners that we're having. Hey, tell somebody,
Definitely.
tell a friend, share this. We
Tell somebody,
really are
tell
very
somebody.
passionate, as you can see, when it comes to sports. We bring on people who have insights, who are in the trenches, who are definitely doing their thing. Like we had Coach Nick and things of that nature. So hit that like button, subscribe. We're also on Instagram, sportschaserspodcast.com. Twitter, same thing, sportschaserspodcast.com. Facebook, sportschaserspodcast.com. And we're also on every podcast and streaming platform. Everyone. So,
And let me just chime in real quick.
Go ahead.
For all of our YouTube viewerships, I know we don't have a set day that we go live. Hit that notification bell so you will know when we go live, whether it be Wednesday, Thursday, even sometimes Friday nights. You will get the notification, and we'll be right there in your living room sets, on your tablets or your TVs or your smartphone. So hit that notification bell too.
No doubt.
Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Parting shots. We're going to start off with DA. DA, what you got for us?
Peace, everybody. Had a great time tonight, man. Thank Nick for coming. Hey, read a book. Look at some history. Learn some shit. All right? That's it.
Read a book. Doesn't matter if it's digital or a regular book, DA?
I could care less, man. Read something.
Read a book. Then you know the Steph Curry is not the
best shooter. D-Dub, stop. What you got? Nope.
I ain't got nothing, man. Yo, good show tonight, as always. And yo, everybody be safe, be cool, enjoy some football this weekend. We got Saturday and Sunday, so got a good week of football. And Thursday night, got a good game here, even though it's 10-0. But that's it.
Good enough. The angry one.
As always, it's a great show. Thank you, Coach Nick, for coming through, dropping those jewels for us.
Oh, yes.
And yo, man, as always, you know my motto. Yo, everybody out there, watch out for your fellow man, woman, and child. Take care of one another. It doesn't hurt to say thank you. Simple stuff like that. Say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's okay to be old school. You know what I'm saying? Open the door for somebody. It's all right, man. You know what I'm saying? All the negativity in the world, man. You do something positive for somebody, even if it lasts 5 minutes, man. It doesn't hurt. So, yeah, that's all I got, man. Everybody be safe. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your basketball if you can. I don't know how you do it. Enjoy your hockey. Enjoy all your sports. Enjoy your loved ones. It's the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. Please be safe out there driving and all that other stuff, man. The traffic is crazy. Love my podsman, man. I love y'all. Shout out to Mike Mills. We miss you, bro.
Yeah.
And
miss you, Mikey Mills.
Yeah. You know. And word up, yo, my mixtape is coming. Now I'm playing. I'm done. I ain't ready for that smoke anyway. So
thanks, Eric, the angry one. James Eric, the angry one.
Oh, Kev, one thing. No more. There's no MLB. Just to let you know, they still on lockout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Say March.
I mean,
yeah, that's not going to be resolved anytime soon.
Yeah, but I think we said we won't be canned until they say February or March. Then we'll get concerned.
Pitches and catches. Maybe not.
February, yeah. Part of shots, I don't have nothing deep or anything like that. Just I had a great time tonight, as always, but I had a really special time tonight. Always great to have a guest on, Coach Nick, my man, my friend.
Yeah, no doubt.
One of the first people I met when I moved down to Florida, and treated me with love and everything, man. Good guy, great guy, to say, man. And he knows that coaching stuff, man. Like for real. And you got any kids down here in the South Florida area? Hey, hook up with this guy, man. Definitely, man. Once again, holiday season. Be careful. Be safe. Love all my brothers. Mikey Mills, we miss you. Doing your thing. Next week, we'll have Dan, our hockey guy, on. Next Wednesday, we'll be doing the show. Dan will be on. We'll also be talking about that CTE stuff. I wanted to give it a little bit more time with that, not just 2 minutes, because that's definitely something. DA made some great points on the phone the other day with me. So I definitely want to dive into that, dissect that a little bit more. And that's all I got, man. I think I said everything. But no, ain't no but. On behalf of myself, Nope, that's the wrong music. I need the outro. Why is not the outro? Okay, there you go.
We gotta we're gonna have to get some
We're gonna have to give me
some
an
more
engineer
outro.
for Christmas.
Nah, so new outro. In 2 years, man. We gotta switch up, bitch.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, behalf of myself, I'm Kevin Owen, your host and moderator. Dorian D.A. Albritton, Harold D. Del Warren, James Eric the Angry One Warren, and in his absence, Mike Mills. This is the Sports Chasers podcast. We love y'all. Y'all have a great week. Y'all be great. Peace.
Peace.
The only Mills we acknowledge.
The only Mills we acknowledge.
Remember that.
So if Meek called up, we not picking up, huh?
Who?
No. Meek. Stephanie
Bleak?
Mills.
Memphis Bleak don't rap no more.
Stephanie Mills call? Ain't nothing. Nothing. I'm picking up for Stephanie Mills. I'm sorry.
Stephanie Mills, she yeah.
She live right here in Huntersville too. So I don't know what she'd be calling for, but if she, having to call.